we got our trench full, and yeah, we're between 5 and 6 feet above the trench wall. Yeah, you can see right here I'm standing on the wall and holding this phone right about eye level, so it's pretty much about high enough with oh my, it's for no wider than our trench is. I mean, when I say for no wider, the trench is 24 feet wide, but yeah, the higher you go, and it's with the sidewalls tapered up like they are, yeah, you can kind of see how we got to do them. You got to start tapering them in, and so yeah, you start getting, there's still a good foot on either side of the tires at the top, but I'll maybe try to get a little video up here. Here's what the top looks like. We'll take forks here. We're not going to cover it till this evening when we have extra help, but we'll take forks and go down along and just round off all the edges that are sticking up a little high and smooth all the edges off down along the wall. And anyhow, it's good to have this much of it done. We had, the one field we had was almost borderline of being too dry for in the trench. This last field we were in, it was good shape, but I wouldn't have wanted it any wetter. I'd say it's maybe 71-72% what we finished up with here. I like it somewhere between 68 and 70 usually in the trench. I didn't see any juice squeezing out anywhere yet, so that's a good sign. If you have juice squeezing out of a trench, you know you got it in too wet. But, or it feels like it is too wet, but yep. So we'll get her covered, and probably about, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks, we'll fill our sallow. We got to have a dryer in the sallow, as being it's tall and pressing down, it'll juice like crazy if we put this green of stuff in there. But in the trench, if you put it in too dry in the trench, you can't get it packed as good, and then it don't keep as good either. So yep, it's all part of it.
those pens on the whole way down. We got all the fans running this morning. Actually, we probably ran most of the night. Yesterday was about 100, and this morning it's about 70. But tomorrow it's supposed to be pretty cold. When I say pretty cold, it's like barely supposed to get 70 degrees. So I don't think the weather can decide what it wants to do. These puppers, you're gonna wake up. Hey, Penny. What are you doing, Penny? And a couple cats. And Teddy. This pen and this pen over here are just calves, are fairly new calves, just learning to drink off of the feeder. They got almost hey. This is our calf that I guess it's in our nursery pen. When she was born, when she was born, she wouldn't drink right, and she'd kind of cough and snot and whatnot. Okay, hold on a second. But she kind of cough and go on. So anyways, and she was a little bit little, and anyways, we'd feed her a bottle and she'd kind of cough and go on. So we switched her to a bucket and we put her in this pen by herself. And she does really good. She just needs to get a little bit taller. And then she can put her head out through this gate. And we have like bucket holders out here. Like, we can put the bucket there, but she needs to get a little taller first. But anyhow, we give her the bucket and she just slurps it right down. She does really good. I need to tell them what you're doing.
Oh.
Or you need to. Or else you need to.
This gate, we always had trouble with it not staying quite like it should be. These gates we have in front of our calves, we always let the bottoms against the ground. That way it don't push a lot of bedding and straw out from under it or against the concrete. This gate here never stayed up quite straight. Once the pen got a little bigger, it would always just push out. So, yeah, I'm putting hinges here on the post and just gonna hang it. It'll still be down against the ground, but it'll keep it held back in place. But, be ready to hang it. Now I need somebody to help me.
That's not a hammer. What happened? Oh dear. Came off the top.
Always something. There, that's the way it should be.
That's not a hammer. Those gates are tight in the back and they connect out in the front, so we never have trouble with these tilting over. It's just that one gate there. So now if it's on hinges, it should work a lot better. Because before it would tip out, and then when it tips out, it makes this tipped in, and then the cab is about to have to get down and get way down the drink, and that's not very nice. So anyhow, this should work out pretty good.
Yeah, well, good morning here. Today is Tuesday, September the 3rd. My wife Lois and I are milking together again here this morning. It's got really cold out this morning. It was really hot there last week. A couple days got up in the 90s again, and then over the weekend we had some rain. Out of a couple different rains we had, I think not quite 2 inches, about 1 inch and 7 or 8/10. And then Sunday got really nice, and then it cleared out overnight Sunday night. Yes, Monday was really nice. Yeah, and then this morning it's like 48 degrees when we get up, but it's supposed to be in the mid-upper 70s about all week, maybe hit 80 a day or two, and they're talking about a chance of a little more rain toward the end of the week. But anyway, we're getting the morning milking done. We've got a lot on the go this week. We have 2 silos to fill with corn silage yet, and then 1 ag bag. Some of our corn's a little green yet. The silo's almost half full yet, so we're gonna go ahead and fill that one. It had some drier stuff in the bottom last year, and it'll be okay. But the big silo's almost empty, the 24-foot silo, and it's way too green to put in the bottom of there yet. So I'm not sure. It might be another 10 days, as cool as it is, till it dries off enough to fill that. But we'll see. But I think it's got about 18 inches yet. We're really hoping to get it empty, and we should be able to do that. Oh, and we might do our snap leach or ear leach here this week too. The one field of corn that we have that's got ears good enough for that, the corn still looks green, but the ears are drying down. The husks on the ears are brown, and they're really, there's not a lot of milk. The kernels are getting about the right stage for ear leach. So we'll try to get some video of that and see how everything goes this week. And when Lois and I milk together, yeah, we've milked together pretty much all of our married life. And actually, before we were married, she came and helped me milk on Sunday afternoons almost every weekend, so that was always pretty special. But yeah, years ago we would have milked together a lot more, couple mornings a week at least. But now we still milk together 1 morning a week, usually every Tuesday morning. So since our children are older and we have more help on the farm, she don't do quite as much as she used to, and that's okay. But still like to help some.
Yeah, we got married in 1992, and that fall, Arlen's sister got married in the spring, and she would have helped with him filling sallow and such. Anyhow, she got married and moved across to the other side of the United States, and he didn't have anybody to help fill sallow. So that fall, I learned I quit the job I had, and I helped fill sallow. And before that, I had never driven tractors or anything like that. So yeah, I learned real quick. Grow up on a dairy farm. Well, I would have the first 3 years of my life, and then we had a chicken farm. We had like a chicken house, and we had to gather the eggs and such. And so yeah, that's what I would have done, or helped out with that. And then I worked at a greenhouse part-time in between that. And then in the fall of 1992, that's when I learned to drive tractor, fill sallow, the whole works.
Today we're getting ready to fill this sallow, and it's awful dark up here, so this might not be very good quality, but yeah, we have the unloader going up. We took the chute off the top of it. I wanted to get some video earlier and I forgot, but we took the chute off the top of it and laid it here and on the main frame and tied it tight. And the chute that would blow it out the door. And then there's another little chute that we stick right on the top of it. I'll probably be able to get some video a little better when we're filling it from up at the top. There's another little chute up there that we stick on the top, right where the gooseneck would have connected, that blows it out the door. That we run the unloader. The fan don't run, but the rest of the unloader does, and the unloader goes around, and which makes that little chute piece that we stuck up on top of the unloader go around, and it works as a distributor to keep it even while we're filling it. They're here chopping today, and we're filling our one sallow. The corn still looks fairly green, but the kernels on the ears are getting really dry.